Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm reviewing all of Paul McCartney's studio albums, from the Beatles through Wings through to his solo projects. Now, just a word, if you're new to my channel, my system is that I rate each track out of 10, and this is my scoring system, all the way from hopefully not too many terrible ones all the way up to Out of This World. I don't give everything 10 out of 10 because I want to differentiate between all those really good quality tracks to find my real favourites. Now, I'm not an expert on Paul McCartney. I'm not an expert on the Beatles. A lot of this music I'm coming to first with a fairly fresh view. I know the hits, but I don't know the deeper cuts at all. And I'm indebted to experts on the internet such as John Heaton and Andrew Dixon. I really enjoy their fantastic videos with brilliant knowledge. But when I review tracks, I don't watch any review videos first. I try to give my own assessment based on my experience of liking music, and then I listen to those expert views afterwards. So, on the second disc of this, the opening track is called Get Started. Now, this is an enjoyable track, which appears to be about kind of a declaration of love to a partner. So a little bit of romance in there. It's got a nice acoustic guitar accompaniment. Paul's voice is quite a way back in the mix here, but the whole thing is a pleasant mix, I think. It's got a decent melody, there's some enjoyable drumming on there. Some of it seems to be sort of programmed electric, I'm not sure, not an expert on that. But the whole thing is quite a pleasant listen. There's a slightly sort of ELO feel to this, just the way those harmonies work, especially in the refrain. There's a little coda at the end, which is really sort of heavy rock, and that's a lovely way to end the track, isn't it? So the whole thing is an enjoyable package, I think, and a nice track, and would have sat very well with the original album, I think. I'm going to award this one a fairly good mark and give it 5 out of 10. The second track on the bonus CD is Nothing for Free, which is co-written by Ryan Tedder, who helped out with some of the tracks on this CD. Now, this one is kind of on the edge of my musical knowledge here, but appears to have a sort of a hip-hop beat. I don't know whether that's the best way of describing it, but it's got party sounds and this electronic beat coming in. It seems to be a kind of, slightly experimental track for Paul from what I've heard of his previous work. But I would say, despite all that, and perhaps because of all that, it's a very attractive track to listen to. It's a good melody. You don't get nothing for free is the message of the song. I know you need something. That's quite an engaging hook in there. There's a great sort of bass part in this. Maybe this is all about an uneven relationship. Perhaps the writer's not sure about the motives of their partner. What are they really after out of this? So there's a slight sort of suspicion on that. So the message is, you're not getting anything for free here. You've got to sort of participate in the relationship. The voice that comes in there, well, a little bit like I Am the Walrus, Come Together, that sort of approach on the vocal. It's unusual, that's for certain. It might not please all the fans, but I like it actually. I think it works pretty well. I'm very happy to listen to this one again, especially perhaps in the car with the volume turned up a bit. I'm going to rate it as a good track and give it 6 out of 10. Track number 3 is Frank Sinatra's Party. Now, apparently this melody came from a demo back in 1976, which is being reused here. And this is a kind of reggae feel to it, sort of a reggae beat. It's Paul's memories of a showbiz party. He name-checks celebrities here, such as Sammy Davis Jr., such as Angie Dickinson. And he's kind of the Englishman in this party. Maybe he has kind of imposter syndrome. Maybe he's thinking, am I worthy to be here amongst all these celebrities? Well, of course he is, but it must have been quite daunting if this was a real party, that he was there with Frank Sinatra and all these huge names. Again, Paul's voice is quite a long way back in the mix on this. And it kind of slight feel of, a Madness track, the British band Madness, who are quite good fun. It's in a minor key. We get these fee-fi-fo-fum words in the refrain, which is a bit like kind of the Giants words in a sort of a fairy tale or a pantomime. It's a bit of fun. It's an enjoyable track again, as all these seem to be on this bonus disc. I'm going to rate it fairly good and give it a 5 out of 10. Track number 4 is 62nd Street. This is a gentle song, perhaps creating the idea of a hot day, the idea of meeting somebody you're very keen on. And there's perhaps a dual meaning here and a location of 62nd Street, but also can you spare 60 seconds for me, 60 seconds of your time? It's a jaunty melody. There's some rhythmic changes in it. It's a fairly sort of quirky track. Maybe it hasn't got the punch of some of the others on the album. It's pleasant to listen to without being especially memorable. So I'm going to say it's kind of an average track for me, this one, and give it a 4 out of 10. Now, there are some live tracks on this second disc, so I'm not going to give separate ratings for those because I've already rated those songs, but Who Cares comes next, which is kind of Paul's anti-bullying song. But the next new track is Get Enough. This is another partnership with Ryan Tedder. Really interesting one, this one, I think. It's actually a very beautiful song that Paul's written here. He's walking by the docks, the lights of the shore, and he's thinking back, the writer is thinking back over their life, perhaps to a time of hope in the past, reflecting, is that love still there? What's left of that love? And I'll never forget you. Of course, we don't know what the writer is actually specifically thinking of here. But in a way, we don't need to know, because posing those questions is enough to kind of involve us in the song. So it's a song of regret, a song of sadness. It's got an interesting production on this one. Paul's voice has been auto-tuned in this, and you may have your own views as to what that actually adds to the track. I'm not sure it adds a great deal, but it's interesting what he's doing, that he's doing some experimenting. Overall, I like this melody a lot. I like what the song is saying. I think maybe without the auto-tune, it might have got into my very good category. As it is, though, I'm going to give it a good, and I'm going to give this 6 out of 10. So just looking at the rest of the bonus CD there, the next one is Come On To Me. So this is a live version at Abbey Road. We know that's an enjoyable track. Next is the controversial For You, F-U-H-U. That's from the Cavern Club. You can watch that concert on YouTube. It's very good indeed. Then Confidant. Another live version of one of the songs on disc 1, and it finishes with another version of Who Cares. This is the Grand Central Station concert. Again, that's on YouTube, and a very enjoyable concert that is. So just show you my spreadsheet now that I'm gradually building up on Paul McCartney's tracks. I've got 34 tracks reviewed so far, just the 2 albums covered, Egypt Station and London Town. And quite a few tracks there gathering in the very good section there. A lot in the good section, including Get Enough, which I've just reviewed there. So coming down the list, Frank Sinatra's Party in there, 62nd Street. Yeah, I've got that as at the bottom at the moment, but you know, there's still a pretty good track. I call those kind of average tracks, bearing in mind what's to come, of course. But nothing really below that at all at the moment. So I've been pretty lucky to pick on those 2 albums to review first. So thanks for watching. What's your favourite track on this album, Egypt Station? Do you think I've given fair ratings to all the tracks? Please let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you wish. My next Paul McCartney album to look at is going to be the Beatles' first album, Please Please Me. So I'll be back with that review very soon. Thanks for watching.